Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel and another episode of the Island Preservation Challenge. So, we got a lot of work to do today. Just to recap, we bought a new tractor, this lovely Fendt over here. Let's take a look at it. Fendt 1000, or it's a 1050 Vario, super duper fancy. Not really standard base Fendt, I think, but it does have blue glow in the grill and underbody because I just think that's cool. Anyway, so we got a lot of stuff to do today. We gotta put in. Well, first of all, the sunflowers are ready to go. All right, so let's take a look at the fields. The sunflowers are ready to be harvested. That's these three fields. So we got to go get a harvester, and we're going to get a harvester. We're going to put it on a worker because we have to build a, let's go look at the construction menu real quick. We have to go and build a cement factory. Well, we need concrete bags and we need wood products. So I did some research and I found some products, some productions that I think we can use. So let's go get the harvester situation sorted out so we can get that guy going. Where are you? What should we get this time? Last time I got this S7 and I put that big old header on there and it wasn't big enough. Let's see, what sunflower, 12 meters. This is 12 meters and does sunflowers. What are our sunflower header options? Specialty headers. 12 meters. Corn headers. Can I use any corn header? I guess you can you? So this one's 12 meters. This one is 13 to 50. And I've just left it at 13. It's still the biggest one, I think, in the game. 13. Oh, this one's also 13. This one runs at 6 miles an hour, and this one runs at much faster miles an hour. 50. Not that that's particularly helpful. All right, we'll go with this one. We'll lease it. All right. And then, oh, sorry, forgot to get the harvester. We'll go grab this. We're going to get the X9 this time. I know it's ridiculous, but I don't think we'll have a problem with the pipe. Design 2, yeah, has a longer pipe. So we're going to lease that as well for $34,000. Lovely. All right, so yeah, we also are going to need to, oh, hold on one second. Yeah, so I still need to do today's work. I did a sleep right before the episode started, so that we could get the sunflowers ready to go. Yeah, so that's that. So we're gonna have to sell off a bunch of stuff because those productions are, not cheap. Now I'm going to use Courseplay for this instead of just putting it on a regular worker. It's 2 headland. We're going to start on the headlands. We don't want round corners. Let's do a 5% overlap. Yes. Okay. Generate coursework. Yes. Well, that looks fine. All right, now we want to do a late and early. I'm going to do a video on this, guys, on just setting up Courseplay. So if you guys are interested, keep an eye on that. Normally I would set the field work and the field work and the field speed to 20, but for a harvester I'm just going to leave it at 15. But I am going to bump up the field speed. So this is how fast it can drive in the field, right? By default, it's like 12 miles an hour. That's what the game says. But I ain't got time for all that. So we're going to get going. And we are spitting out straw swath if we can. Now, this thing will, Courseplay will call its own unloader. I'm not going to play with that because I don't have another bucket, and I think I'm going to need it. But we'll do that sometime, But for this one, I'm probably not going to use it. But I will show you why I want to use Courseplay instead of putting it on a regular helper. And mostly that's because when a regular helper is full, it pops up the window over here, if you can see my mouse, but it only stays for a moment, and often I don't see it, which is not helpful, right? Whereas Courseplay puts a banner up, and you have to click on it to get rid of the banner. So to me, it just works a little bit more effectively. So let's go. You know what? We're going to jump. We're going to use the new Fendt because, why not? Let's go and sell off everything we have. We need to come up with some money. And let's get that going. And we'll get that sold, and then we'll buy a sawmill and a cement factory. Or whatever that's called, a cement situation. Because we need cement bags, and we need wood products. So we got to get those going. Now I did a whole bunch of research and looking into things and all of that kind of fun stuff, and I found a wood mill, a sawmill, and also a cement factory, to be honest with you, that uses wood chips instead of wood. Now you can use wood as well, and for the cement factory you can use just stones, but you can also augment those stones with wood chips, and you use less. So I did finish building out the dream home, the constructible, on my test map to determine how many resources it was going to require. And I didn't actually count the wood because it's not an insignificant amount. It's a lot. But the concrete bags, it's only 5,000. So if I get a traditional cement factory, it's going to take 28,000 stones to make 5,000 liters of cement bags, right? And that's a lot. And I don't have that. That's going to be an awful lot of cultivating fields to get that to happen. So I'm in my quest to find an easier, faster way of doing it. I found the cement factory that augments with wood chips, and you use less, not a ridiculous amount, but less. So I think we're going to do that one. We're gonna give it a shot. It's going to be an experiment. $320,000. That's what I'm talking about. All right, so now we have $535,000, and that should be enough money for us to get our production. So we're going to give it a little shot. I also found a sawmill that will make all of the items we need out of wood chips, in addition to wood. I mean, it'll also use wood, but it also uses wood chips. So I think we're going to try the wood chipping. I think we're going to go down that road. And I also found a mod. It's called the Tree Devourer, and it's a wood chipper that attaches to the front of your tractor, and it chips with a pipe into a cart, right? Into this, our tipper or whatever. So I'm going to give that a shot. I've watched Farmer Cop use the chipper on one of his playthroughs or whatever. He used it to clear a field, and it seemed to work pretty well. So I'm going to give it a shot. But first, let's get those productions in and placed so we know where everything is. So let's go find. First, we'll find the sawmill. Or maybe I don't know. We'll find out which one is bigger, and we'll put that one down first. They're not giant productions. They're not super fast. They're kind of slow, actually. But I feel like, that seems to be a reasonable trade-off, like this one here. So this is the cement factory, and it's pretty small. It's a relatively small one. It's 10 times smaller. It's the medium size, I think, of the productions. But it actually, if you use the wood chips, it actually gives you more concrete bags per evolution or cycle or whatever you want to call it than the big one does. Now that's not true. The big one gives you 180. This one gives you 36. But the other small one only gives you, I think, 18 or something like that. So it doubles it on that one. So it's not quite 10x. It's like 8.5 or something like that, or 7.5. I don't know. I haven't done the actual math, but whatever. All right. So that's the cement factory. It's $37,000. Let's go find the sawmill. Where is that? Is that this one here? Yes. Chip and wood sawmill. All right. So this is the sawmill. That's the front where you take the stuff out. And this side over here is where you dump everything. So we'll put this over here. We'll put that right there. Let me snap this to the grid. Boom. And then let's go grab the cement sitch. And we'll just put that across, basically. Because, why not? Uh-huh. And it's not going to line up. All right, well, let's turn that off and do it ourselves. There we go. All right. All right, so those are in. Let me go get the wood chipper. I can never find it in the thing, but here it is right here. Tree Devourer. Devours trees. $25,000. Okay, so this capacity holds 50,000. It's either it has capacity and you get the wood chips out, or it does not, right? That means that there's no pipe on here and you're not getting anything out. It's just gonna delete the trees basically and turn them into wood chips. I don't know if it drops it on the ground or not, but we aren't going to do that because I need the wood chips. And then there is this real or unreal. It doesn't do anything, as far as I can tell. Like I said, I haven't done anything, but Farmer Cop couldn't figure out anything to do with it. But for the same reason that he picked the Unreal, I'm going to pick the Unreal because it adds $100,000 to the cost. And because this is saving me time and effort and all that kind of stuff of actually dealing with trees, which I do not love doing, I'm willing to pay the money. So I feel like it's a fair trade. So we're going to buy it. And I'm buying it instead of leasing it because the intention is to pay the full price. So let's go get it. I'm going to grab the Fendt and we're going to run over there and take care of this with the Fendt. Let's see. How are we doing on the... We'll see as we drive by. Whoa. Oh yeah, we're doing okay. We're almost done there with that field. So I'll probably strap the... oh shit, I don't have... Dadgummit. You know what? All right, we'll lease another tipper because I'm going to need two for this. I need someone to babysit him in the carts. And you know what? I can actually put the Dutes or something like that on a worker. And, oh no, I can only have one at a time. Damn it. All right, well, never mind. But I am going to lease one. Yeah, I'll lease one for this. And then I'll still put the one of the other tractors, probably the Unimog, on a worker. And then just park him somewhere nearby so he can run over and grab do the carting. All right, cart. Give me a cart. We're going to lease something because we're not going to use it all the time. We just need it for this harvest. And I'm going to do this one because I like it. It's my fave. Lease. It's just so big. And I mean physically large. That's the problem with it. Some harvesters have issues getting into it. And it doesn't fit in cow barns and stuff like that. So it also lifts up really high and it's kind of slow and dumping. So it's got a lot of detractors, but I feel like for the money and the size, it's 46,000 liters. In my opinion, it's great. It couldn't be any better as far as size goes for really any size farm. Now, when you get to the mega farms, which I like kind of mega farms where I have 100 plus acre or 100 plus hectare fields. you know, and a hectare is 2.4 acres, right? So, you know, that would be a 200 or 300 acre field. You kind of need to get into the bigger, you know, the TARDIS size or the Colossus size kind of things. Yeah. So just as an aside, hold on while we're just BSing about bigger tippers. So we have to replace the trees we cut down. So the other reason that I want to do wood chips is because it'll let me do one tree at a time. I mean, I could do one tree at a time with cutting them down, but that seems kind of wasteful to cut one tree at a time down and then drag it back and all the rest of that stuff. But so, yeah, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to keep track of the trees, or as best we can keep track of the trees. Lower down, you MFer. What's going on? Oh, huh. Not on that one. Okay, now we can lower down. All right, and this is a good-sized tree, correct? It's a Manchurian red pine, 25.7 meters, 1.2 meter in diameter. So this would be a good tree for us. And as you can see, we're going to get 30,000 wood chips out of this. Now I got to get the stump out. And it will get the stump. It's a little fuzzy on the stumps, and sometimes you got to play with it, but that's been my experience with stumps in general in this game, is that they're fussy, to say the least. They will get it eventually. Well, there it goes. So you got it. All right, so that gave us 30,000 wood chips. What did I run over something else? Must have. So let's go and dump this in our wood chipping sawmill. Dump? What's up? Yeah, you need to be unloaded. I get it. See what I mean? The course play sign? It's up there on the screen. I can't get rid of it unless I turn it off. So this is where you take wood chips out, I think. And this is where you dump them in. Why is it not letting me dump? Okay, well that's strange. Let's see if we can see if this is a ground problem. Oops. I noticed that this is blocked, this thing here. So let's see if we can't fix that a little bit. That didn't fix it. There we go. Just uncover that. And then do a little smoothie action. And then we... Alright, that's going to have to do. I ain't got time to play with that. For the most part, I don't generally spend a lot of time playing with this stuff. I would honestly just move it to another location if this became the real problem, but I don't think I can afford to. So we're going to have to deal with it, at least for the time being. And that is nasty. Okay, see, that was the problem. Alright, so let's dump some wood chips in here. And I think I'll hold some back to dump into the other one. Yeah, that's about 6,000. That should be fine. What the okay. Alright, definitely don't want to go in that way. And then we got to get our stone picker over here because I think we have some stones in it. I don't know how many we have, but we have some. And we'll get that in and cooking. Is that close enough? No. Of course. Why would it be close enough? Trigger points, you know. And of course, I put this too close. All right. Whatever. Can I dump it now? You're not going to let me dump. Okay. It's just... I don't usually have so much trouble dumping things. I think you guys have seen my dumping prowess. It's usually better than this. I don't know what's happening today. I'm obviously struggling getting things into the right spot. You know. Anyway, so let's get this done. W, T, there we go, F. See, it's getting stuck. It has collisions, this trailer. Anyway, let's go empty out the let's go empty out the harvester. It might be finished. Then we'll have to get it on another field, but if it's not, we will yeah, it's looks like it's done. Nice. One down. And that'll be good. So just also as a little tip, when Courseplay finishes a harvesting run, it leaves it locked in on the worker and throws out the needs to be unloaded. So it will not release until you unload it or turn it off. So you're paying the worker the entire time, FYI. Something to keep in mind, you know, particularly if you're trying to be cheap. But as soon as you unload it, it'll stop, right? So, we're doing all right here. Wonder how much we got. 10,000 liters, not bad. So before we go and trundle this off, let's go and move this to the next field. And I'm just going to pop him right on the one above and get him back on a worker and doing Courseplay again. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. And I'll show you the beauty of Courseplay as it is, in my opinion. So I'm going to hit Control G. If you look down at the Courseplay window down here, you says there's no field. I just cleared the previous field out of it, the previous course. And I'm going to hit Control G, and that's going to work out a course for this and then plug it in. See, it's come up temporary course. And if I go into this and look at the map, hey, look, there's a course there. You can also see it on the mini map, right? There's a course laid in. And then I just hit go. First waypoint, go. And then, you know, because the settings are already there, it keeps the settings from the last time. So you don't have to play all those games, you know, with the settings and stuff. Because you don't need to be concerned that they may have changed, because they did not, right? So it's just a nice little feature. It's particularly when you're doing stuff like this and you're moving the harvester or the lime spreader, you know, or the fertilizer from one field to the other field to the other field to the other field. You know, I mean, even if you aren't unit cropping, I still try to line up as much of harvesting and planting as possible, right? So, yeah, so we're just going to dump these in here. Oh, we need to get those productions going. Let's get those productions cooking. The cement factory, we need cement bags. So you see, it uses 100 stones and you get 18 cement bags with the regular, that's the regular recipe. For this one, we use 200 stones, so it's 100 more, 20 wood chips, but we get 36 bags. See? So it is twice as many stones, but we get twice as many bags with a little bit of wood chips. So what that translates into is that this is 800 less stones than if we just did this. even using the bigger production. That's what I did my math on, was the big production, of course, not the small one. So, and it works the same because these are just ratios. The big production is 10x. It's 1,000 stones for 180 bags. Right? The big production, they don't have this in a big production. And so it doesn't have a big production option. So whatever. So we'll turn this on. Running. And so we need planks out of wood chips. We need long planks out of wood chips. We need prefab walls. And we need wood beams. So I'm just going to have this make as much as it can. And what I'm going to do is that every time one of these runs out, the cement factory or the wood chips. All right, we got to go get the, let's go do that. I got to go get the stone picker and dump that in there. Yay, more dumping into this facility. Anyway, every time they're done, I will load up the cart and I will drag those components over to the dream home, the construction site, right? And put them in there before we cut down any more trees, right? I'm trying really hard not to cut down any trees. So far I've cut down one, and that means I have to plant 5, and that's fine. You know, I'm going to go pick up the tree planter and a bucket of trees. And I'll be honest with you, I think I'm just going to go and plant those 20 trees, right? You get 20 saplings on a thing. So that's what, 100 trees for us? Nowhere in the thing did it say you couldn't preemptively plant trees. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to preemptively plant some trees. And yeah, that's what we're going to do. Dang it. Maybe that put it back a little bit. Yeah, so let's go do that. I will drag this thing back, which we totally did not need to do. Total waste of money, but that's fine. We have money to waste, I guess. Not really, but, you know, apparently we did. I'll leave the wood chipper here. All right, so let's go drag the power tube back. I don't think that we need 2 carts. I wouldn't mind a bigger flatbed, to be honest with you. I love that little Pong. It works great for light stuff, but you know, we have a lot of products. And when I go clean it out, we have a lot. So it doesn't fit all in one trip, and I would like it to fit all in one trip. So whatever. But we'll go get a tree planter and pick up a pallet of trees, and we'll just do 5 for right now. And I think we may end up having to buy a field to plant them in. And I was just going to plant them in a field, just some field, some plot somewhere. And it doesn't say we have to plant them near wherever the old ones were. Where is the harvester? Oh, there he is. Okay. All right. We got to clean and repair it. I don't think it's really very dirty. It's got 3% dirt, so we'll give it a squirt. And there you go. Dirt's gone. All right. I find that irritating. Why? How close does it need to be? It's in the spot. All right. So we will repair it, and then we'll return it. And I better get there we go. All right. So let's go pick up the tree planter. And I also feel like this is like the chipper, right? It's one of those things that I'm just going to buy. And part of it is punitive, right? The cost, not that it's expensive, it's $27,000. There's not even any options with the tree planter, I'm sure as you guys know. All right, and so this is the question. So I have a mod that gives me this, you know, larger tree sapling pack, which we might buy, but it doesn't matter. This one's 60 trees. This is 40 trees, but I don't think we need more than 20, to be honest with you. Where's the 20s? Oh. I guess 24. I guess we're buying 24. But here's the thing. What kind of trees? Now, this island doesn't really have a lot of deciduous trees. And I'm going to try to focus on the Manchurian red pines. So I feel like because we're doing that, I feel like we should replace them. So I'm going to replace them with the Manchurian red pines. Yeah. All right, let's go pick up the tree planter and throw some trees in, so we can stay compliant. Just can't say I'm not complying with the rules, albeit my own interpretation of them. Not really, but yeah, theoretically. And we'll plant ourselves 24 trees, and for each one we cut down. Oh, it's the other way, right? So 24 trees divided by 5 is 5, right? So this will only give us 5 trees instead of 100. I forgot. Yeah. So I should have bought a bigger one. I should have bought the 60. Whatever. I don't know how many trees we're going to need. We're going to find out. So I'm just going to try to keep the productions as, well, always running. Let's not say full, but always running. And if I can keep them always running, then I feel like we are good to go in that. So what I was planning was for the tree planting was over here. So if we visit here, this is just a big empty space in between two kind of tree groups. So we're going to buy this field, and I'm going to fill this center section in here with trees, more or less. So I'm just going to go, right? I'm just going to plant all of them, and we'll know how many we planted. So that'll be how many trees we get to keep. So we'll turn this on and we go at our 5 miles an hour. I really have no idea how long these take to grow. I don't think that matters. There was nothing specified. It just said we had to do it in the same year as we cut them down. And so I'm going to be cutting down a bunch of trees. See that course play notification waiting for rain to stop? It stops the harvesting while it's raining, and then it just sits there and waits. I like that. I appreciate that. It's just one less thing I don't have to babysit in this game. And I feel like there's an awful lot of babysitting in this game. So, all right. Well, that didn't take long at all. I don't even think that was worth the time lapse. So I'll still do it because I wasn't talking. Anyway, you know what I'm actually just thinking? I'm thinking that maybe every time we plant a pallet of trees, we pick a different one. So I think that because, you know, this is a preservation challenge, and theoretically planting a whole forest of all the same trees is not awesome from a tree perspective, from a, what is that, an ecosystem perspective or something like that. So I don't know exactly what kind of trees are on this island, but I do think there's more than one variety. I know that even on my little, well, right over here and on my screen, there's more than one, right? I think right now we have the red pines. I think we have some beech. What's this? Yeah, beech. This is a lodgepole. I think this is a Scotch pine, yeah. What is this little bugger? It's a beech. And then the Manchurian red pine, yeah. So we have some options. So I think we'll mix it up. We'll do some beech, we'll do some lodge poles, and we'll do some Scotch pines. But no deciduous trees. It doesn't seem like they're a part of this map. Haven't seen them anywhere. So no oak trees or elms or hickories or anything like that. But yeah. So let's see. Oh, that's not what I wanted. Let's see how our productions are doing. Cement factory. Got 14.3 hours on the cement bag. So that's 1 day. And the sawmill has 3 hours on all of this. So I I think that the sawmill is going to go faster, obviously, than all of this. So we have 365 planks, 2124 long planks, and 123 prefabs, and 161 beams. So let's just zip over here real quick again and see what we are required to build all of this stuff. So right off the bat, we need 1,000 beams, planks, and long planks. What a nice view, huh? Huh? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So I built this out last time. I did a little bit of landscaping in between episodes. I probably need to make this a little bit bigger, but I just really wanted to put enough landscaping in here so that I could drive around and drop stuff off. It's a little tough with the Fendt because of the big fat tires on that thing. But you know, I can still get it around, so it'll be all right. I'm going to have to do some landscaping, like a lot, to make that work well in that space. So let's go check on the harvesting. And oh, we're still waiting for the rain to finish. In the meantime, I think I will go and grab the cart and go and empty out the sunflowers that we have, since it's just sitting there and I don't have to try to follow it around the field. Not that I have a problem with that. It's kind of one of my favorite things to do, is to follow the harvester around with a tank or with a bucket, you know. I like to get my harvester on the field and then not let it stop until it's run out of gas, you know. It just seems like the most efficient way of doing it. Although I don't actually know if it is. I never did the calculations on the diesel to determine if that's worth it or not to run two vehicles instead of waiting, you know, for the downtime, right? And while the tractor's waiting for the cart to come. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure they do it like that in the real world. I've watched actual farm videos of big harvests using these giant, you know, harvesters and like the John Deeres like this in real life, and they all run carting at the same time, right? So it's like they have nonstop carting basically. They just line up the trucks to, you know, to constantly pick up whatever they're collecting off the fields. Now, I don't know if a farmer who has 4 fields would do that. You know, I don't know if that's just a big agriculture move. You know, I don't know. I just don't know enough about actual farming to know how they do that stuff. But whatever, they do it. You know, so there's got to be a reason they do it, and it makes sense. Because once the harvester fills up, it's just sitting on the field and it's not doing anything. So you're paying for that running time, even though it's just sitting there. And of course, if you have a worker on it, you're paying that worker to sit there as well. So it makes sense to me to keep the harvester moving. But, you know, whatever. Teach their own, right? So we got to wait for the rain to stop. When is the rain going to stop? 1 p.m.-ish, 2 p.m., 3 p.m. All right, let's bump up the time here and see if we can't burn through it. And this will also help our construction costs, right? If we speed up time, we'll just build up more material for today. So when the game decides it's no longer raining, course play will just start. Yep, there it goes. And now we turn our speed back to 5. Because that's all I care about. Just get that harvester running again. Let's go see if we can scoop up what he's got going on here. That little patch is a problem. There's just no two ways about it. Come on, give me the sunflowers. There we go. What's happening? Yeah, it's also kind of really difficult to do this when you don't have at least relatively straight fields. fields with some straight lines on them, that would be great. It irritates me to no end that my fields on this map are goofy shaped, but because I can't cut the trees down, there's no point in putting a field into trees. You know, the dang harvester is not going to fit through there. The other equipment's not going to fit through there either. Words. All right, this is not interesting. So let's go. We'll dump this in the bucket and into production. And I need to get the fields turned over. So I need to get this field mulched. And then I want to cultivate it. And then I want to plant oilseed radish. Because next we're planting canola. And we need that fertilization. I do not need to cultivate it in between, but I want to because I need the rocks. So we are going to be doing a lot of cultivation because I need rocks. And in my testing, you can cultivate and de-rock as many times as you'd like. There's no issues with that at all. Oh, shit. Forgot about this. Oh, what am I doing? What am I doing? I am... Yeah, these aren't rocks. They don't go in the... They're not wood chips either. They don't go in that one at all. I don't know what I'm doing. Anyway, let me go dump these in a place they actually need to go. And then I will set up one of the vehicles, probably the Unimog, to go mulch that field. Let's do that. Let's get on it. Let's get going, man. Time to earn your keep today. Mulcher, where are you? There you are. I would like to get a bigger seeder too. That 6 meters is not a fan. Really just from a speed perspective, you know. It's too slow. I don't think we need to do lines on this, do we? How big did I make this? Unfold. Forward. Turn on. I did make it really big, and I just plowed in. That's my irritated sound, obviously. All right. Let's run this down the field. Get it mulched. So we can get that state. Yes, yes, yes. Anyway, so as I was saying, we don't need to cultivate, but I mean, honestly, I would. In a lot of gameplays, I don't use direct drills because they're not very big. I mean, short of mods, right? They have mods that'll do it all, but if you're going to stick to the base game or the unmodded seeders and drills, or seeders and planters, the direct drills are small. They also require a lot of harvesting because they basically are cultivators, right? Mixed in with a seed drill or mixed in with a seeder. So if you cultivate, then you can use a seeder that doesn't have a direct drill, right? Or a planter that doesn't do direct drilling, which often means you can get much larger ones. And I'm all about the bigger ones because, you know, more efficient, right? We're covering more ground with every pass. And therefore we're using less passes, less time, less diesel, less effort, less everything, right? More uniformity. And these are all things that are golden in the farming world. So, yeah, that's what we're going to do. But we also need the seeds. I believe the drill we currently have, or the planter we currently have, is a direct drill. I'm not sure. I have not used it yet in that context because we've been using the disc harrow, the flexi thing, as a planter, as the for oilseed, and of course it's cultivating, so it's providing a layer of cultivation already. So we're already doing it. We're just not getting anything out of it. So we're going to do it, and we're going to get something out of it now. So that's the deep cultivator. So let's get that going. We'll get that on the field so we can get these fields turned over as soon as possible. And I do think we are going to buy a larger planter. I don't know which one yet, but we'll see. We need something that can plant sunflowers, canola preferably, soybeans, and oilseed radish. So those are the 4 items we need. And I don't think that there's one that does all of that. I think we're going to end up with more than one, to be honest with you. So I'm going to chuck this guy on a helper, which I cannot do. Dang it. All right. I'll do it. And the cultivator needs to be unloaded, so let's go grab the cart. The cultivator, did I say that? I meant the harvester. You know what I mean. You know what I mean. Alright, let's get over there. Get this unloaded. Actually, you know what? I am going to park this right here. And let's jump in the harvester real quick, because we missed a few spots. And I don't love that. Alright, now we throw the pipe out and we're gonna go collect. Whoops. Oh, there's more stuff over here that's not done. What the heck? Alright, let's get that in there. And so 6,001. Oh, no. We already took a load out of here, didn't we? Yes, we did. Alright, I'll have to check later what the yield was. I installed the yield tracker mod today. I don't know if it's worth it to do it or not, if it means anything, if it's useful, but it's there. Is the cultivating done? I believe it is, right? Why are there no rocks in the middle? Did I miss the middle? No. It's cultivated. Yeah, there he goes. Okay. That's weird. There's no rocks in the middle. I guess it just worked out that way. Alright, so we need the... let's go get the Dutes. Alright. We need another tractor. I mean, we don't. We do not need another tractor, but we need to run 3 implements. So, the Dutes has the weight on the front. So let's drop the weight. I'm going to pick up the mulcher on the front and the stone picker on the back. And... oh, shit. Yeah, well, whatever. We need them. So, they're coming. Just a few more moments. This will be done. And we can get the cultivation done over here. And then we get our planter. Well, probably not in that order. Alright, let's get that field cultivated. Alright guys, so we're done cultivating that field. I'm just going to fold this up. And I'm going to go and let's check on the harvester real quick. You are 35%. You are doing good. Alright, I'm going to go and grab the stone picker. And I'm going to stone pick these 2 fields. Alright guys, sorry I forgot to turn my mic back on. So the harvester's finished over here, which is awesome sauce. And I'm going to drive it over to the tipper and dump it out. Just want to make sure that it didn't miss any major things. I mean, I still see a few, hanging around the outside of the field, which I don't care about. We're good with that. We can live without those 12 liters, you know what I'm saying? Oh, okay. Too much. More. What's up? Unload. Come on, man. All right, so let's take a look at our field. So that's 67. Oh, I wonder what the yield tracker is going to do there. 67. That got 15,000. And what is 67 and 66? So 67 and 66. Huh. Interesting. So another 12 and 15. So another 27. So we had 26 and 27. 53,000 liters. That's not bad. I'm not unhappy about that at all. That is much better. Well, I mean better. I didn't have an expectation as far as a number goes, but that's pretty good. I don't know if that's good off of 3 fields. I don't know what my total acreage is here, so we could figure out the math. The tons per hectare or whatever the magical number is. I wonder if I'm going to be able to get this back here. Oh, maybe not. Maybe. Come on. No. All right, we're going to have the guys from the shop do it, you know. All right, let's get this power washed. How dirty are we? Give me the sign. 60%. All right. We'll just move around like it matters. You know, I love when people do this. Oh, we'll get that spot. You can't get any of these spots, right? You just hold it one spot. Works just as well. All right. So let's repair. And we'll repaint. And we will return. And 101. Yes. All right. So we are full. Now we need to go clean it. All right. Lickety spit. There we are. All right. I like that. $50,000 to repaint this thing. I mean, I guess. Return. And there we go. Yay! Look how many points I'm getting. All right. Oh, don't want that vehicle. I want this one. All right, let's finish up the stone picking. And now we got to run over to the next field that I just plowed and get on that one, which I will do, and I'll have to do it by hand or manually because I've already got a worker. All right, guys, and we're back. Another field successfully stone picked. We only got 1,300 stones out of these 2 fields, which is not awesome, to be honest with you. But, you know, what are you going to do? All right. So let's get this field cultivated. Got to get those stones. Need the stones. Need the stones. And let's get this going, and I'll throw this bad boy on a worker as well. H, go. All right, so I'm going to drag the Dutes along with our old cedar, or planter, I guess, down to the shop. And I think we're going to get a new one, or a different one, a bigger one, preferably something bigger. 1% dirt, yeah, so it just needs a little repaint action. $45,000, not bad, not bad. All right, let's see. What do we got? All right, where are you? Cedars and planters. Planters. 6.7. This one, I like this one a lot, but it doesn't do canola. Oh, it does. But it doesn't do oilseed radish. This one does oilseed radish, canola. It's only 6 meters, though. That's the same as that. Yeah, this one not playing canola, though. All right, this one. What do we got? No canola, no oilseed. The Kinsey. No canola, no oilseed. No canola, no oilseed. No canola. Now, this one does everything, but this is a mod, and I'd like to stay away from the mods, particularly the unrealistic mods. Now, this one, that's a base game mod. Well, comes off a mod hub. Well, we do have the other thing to plant the oilseed if we have to. So this one will do canola. It's 9 meters. It won't do oilseed. So we have the Flexi thing. It does soybeans, it does sunflowers, and it does canola. And it's 9 meters. I mean, it's not the best. This is 18 meters, but it doesn't do canola. This doesn't do canola. I mean, not unless we get cheaty. I mean, this thing's 36 meters. It'd be awesome. It would be, half our field in one shot, right? All right, we're going to get this one. Oh, I don't have enough money. Holy shnikey fish. How did that happen? It's $89,000. Okay. All right. Well, let's sell some stuff. I see some products sitting around, so let's get them. All right, we were going to get that Neve thing, the Knievi. Yeah. Knieverland. Buy. Now, there's one kind of cool thing about this planter if you guys have never used it before. It doesn't fold up, but it's probably the smallest planter on the field, right? And the whole game. Because when you are transporting it, you transport it this long skinny way. But when you're using it, you disconnect from here and you drive around to the center and you connect to the center. So you just right now you're parallel, and when you're using it, it's perpendicular. So yeah, I think that canola is going to go on this field and the big field, the one next to it. And I think that soybeans is going to go on the L-shaped one. Because don't forget, we have those 2 fields with soybeans in them. I just don't want to do sunflowers again. At least not this soon. All right, so now you guys will get to see how this works. So you just roll on over here and plug on in. And then when you fold it, it just closes in those 2 sides and it lifts up the wheels. So it's not a bad seeder. It works really well. I guess it's a planter. I think we already have a guy on a worker, don't we? Oh, he's finished. Okay, good. All right, you worker, go. Let's get back to this beastie. See my blue glow? Oh yeah, look at that. Oh, poop sticks. I'm planting canola, and I do not want to be planting canola. I want to be planting oilseed radish right now. Shit. All right, I'm going to have to stop that. Hold on, let's go stop the dudes. Stop. Go over here. Dang it, I forgot my own plan. Yeah. Anyway, I think we're going to wrap it up. I'm going to go and get the springy thing or the flexi thing and plant the oilseed radish in this field and in this field next to it since the cultivation is done. And yeah. So I will, I'm going to wrap it up here, and I will see you guys in the very next episode. I hope you've enjoyed this one today, and if you did, then don't forget to give me a like and a subscribe if you're not already. All right, thanks, guys.